Cairns Taipans Pride round in the NBL. The players say they don't want to do it. A whole bunch of the usuals go nuts. But I say good on the club, because the club turned around and said, no, sorry, if this is your reaction to some of our people exercising their free right, then screw the whole damn thing. I say that works. What do you reckon?
Look, this is a tough one. I kind of caught wind that there were a few players on the Cairns Taipans that were uncomfortable with wearing the Pride logo, and that's their decision. They have the right to support it or not support it. The problem was that I thought was the team's going to have to get their back, and I thought that the whole team would then have to do it because we saw what happened with Manly, that you ostracise one or two guys are going to get smashed, and that's what happened, and the backlash is still there. People have different reasons, religious, whatnot. There's people on that team that are from different religious backgrounds, not just Christians. There's Islamic faith. There's all different nationalities on that team, and I guess the team thought we better support each other because of the backlash they were receiving. And I mean, I just don't understand the backlash of people not wanting to do this. It's sold as everyone must do it. Yeah. And this is what happens when you have two or three people that don't. It just causes absolute shockwaves, and the media's jumping all over. They love the division and the talking point of this, but I'm for freedom of choice on it. So if someone wants to support it, by all means. But this whole thing of it's just two or three players. I know for a fact there were more than that in the league that were kind of kind of against my beliefs for whatever reason. You can argue that that's separate, but they were too scared to not go ahead with it. And that's not just the Cairns Taipans. I know that for a fact.
Good man.
NBL Players Association is where's the Players Association in this? Like they have a duty for even the minority. If the minority are not comfortable with it, the Players Association should be protecting them. And they kind of said, oh, everyone's in full support. Well, that's impossible. No one's in full support of anything these days. There's always going to be someone, and that's a separate argument. So, it's disappointing seeing these things online and seeing those players targeted. Some people will say, what's a big deal? It's just a small rainbow. Well, to those people it is. And you need to respect their right. And if you're all about inclusivity and inclusion, that also is people's religious and their backgrounds about their beliefs. Whether they're right or wrong, that's their belief. All of a sudden, the inclusion hashtag again goes out of the window. If you don't support this, you are XYZ. That's not inclusion to me.
Bloody oath. Bogues is awesome, and he's on our show each and every week. You can get him at the Rogues podcast.